Meeting to order. Roll call, please.
John Righeimer.
Here.
Stacy Hessel. Here. Steve Carrianen. Here. Randy Newman. Here. Tom Duffy. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Certification of compliance with the open law.
This meeting was noticed to the media and the public as required by Section 19.84 of the Wisconsin statutes.
Thank you. The meeting agenda is set. Do we have any public comments? Consider approval of the meeting minutes from last meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Randy Newman,
I'll second.
second by Steve Carrianen. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Minutes approved. University of Wisconsin Extension Report.
Good morning. I know is that okay? Can you hear me? Okay. Sorry, I know online they might ask for it. So, good morning. I'm Lori from Extension and happy to be with you this morning. Have a couple things for you. First, we're going to introduce our new ag educator, and Ariga's going to do a presentation for you as well. Sorry, I can scoot this up. Okay. Whoa, thanks, Mike. Now I feel like I'm on a radio station or something. Now it's perfect. Okay. All right. So I am going to just do a quick overview. Want to highlight a couple things from the packet for you that we had for you, and then Ariga will do a presentation and we'll introduce Tawonga. So I don't know if you want to scroll down a little, Alex, maybe in the packet on down for our stuff. So we did a quarterly report for you, again, because of the way that reports, you get that a little later. But all that information is in there. Doing a summary of what happened in the last quarter of 2025. And sorry, Alex, on up then is what we wanted to do to include for you how we're matching some of the goals with the county strategic plan. So Mike had asked department heads, and I know I'm one of the few reporting to this committee that actually has a department in the county as well. So I wanted to just show you overall how we took the different county goals that you all have worked on in order to connect them to our department and the things that we could be doing to elevate some of the programming that we're doing as well. So that's what that is. It's a lot of words, and I didn't want to overwhelm you with anything, but I did want to show you specifically what goals we're trying to do in our department that reflect back up to the goals that you all have highlighted for the county. So if you have questions about that, I'm happy to answer that. I know Ariga is going to talk to you a little bit more about her programming that's highlighted on there too. If no questions, then maybe I'll start with introducing Tawonga. Tawonga, do you want to come say hi? And if you can introduce yourself and just she's probably pretty passionate about agriculture, but if you can introduce yourself with something that you are passionate about too, that will help her get to know this committee a little better. I would appreciate it. So first, I'll have you introduce yourself. Step up to the microphone.
Okay. Thank you. Hi. Okay. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, everyone, for having me. My name is Tawonga Zakeyu. I am from Malawi, which is in the southern part of Africa. I was born and raised there from an agriculture family, and I did my bachelor's in agronomy from FU University in Costa Rica. And I worked on a climate smart agriculture for 1 year in Malawi. And then later I went to do my postgraduate diploma in global food security and nutrition with the University of Edinburgh, which is in the UK, but it was online. And then I moved to the US in 2023. I was working at the University of Florida. And in 2024, I moved to Ohio, and I just graduated last year with my master's in horticulture and crop science. So I worked with the sunflowers, but I do have just a little background, like from almost every agriculture aspect. So I am excited to be here and just looking forward to working with everyone, and I will appreciate your support during the journey. Thank you.
And you kept moving further north and north, having to wear warmer clothes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So thank you.
Good morning. What was it, Kawawi? Or how is that?
Tawonga.
Tawanga? Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
It means thank you, actually.
Okay. My name is Steve Kariainen. I'm a retired forester. I retired 10 years ago from a position with Louisiana Pacific, and I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say about what we're doing in agriculture here, because it's very important to us. And one of the biggest crops we grow in Sawyer County is timber, which is, and it's not only a crop, it's a wonderful crop in that it takes, decades to grow to maturity, and it serves a lot of other purposes in the meantime while it's growing before it's harvested again and regenerated. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that little background about me, and listen, and you can hear what the rest of the folks have to say here. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Stacy Hessel. I've lived in Sawyer County for 52 years, and I love Sawyer County. I'll just leave it at that. Go ahead.
Welcome to Wanga. My name is John Righeimer, Chair of Economic Development, and I'm into the UMD Bulldog hockey, so.
Mike Marker, and I'm the county administrator. I like to make things better, improve processes and procedures, and just continuous improvement. My real passion is my faith in my family. I've had my 4th grandkid in December, so that's kind of my focus.
My name is Laura Bruce. I am the deputy county clerk. In my spare time, I raise and show rabbits.
I'm Randy Newman, resort owner here in Sawyer County, so I'm just hoping to help everybody develop their businesses better in Sawyer County.
Thanks, everyone. Oh, Alex, sorry, you can't get away from this. You're at the desk.
Just.
He keeps it running.
All right. So I didn't mention that Tawanga's office, reminder that she's serving Barron, Burnett, Sawyer, and Washburn counties. And so her office is at the extension office over in Shell Lake in Washburn County, but again, kind of 25% between each space. Record timing of finding housing too in Shell Lake, like within a few weeks. She was founded and moved in, and so she's getting used to our weather, but we're happy to have her here. So yeah, it gets better. And I'm talking her into coming to the Berkey next week, maybe on Thursday, just for the fun festivities too. So we're happy to have her, and certainly you'll see her every now and then, but probably not as often as some of the folks around here. But Ariga, are you ready? All right.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I probably won't cover the goals as much in depth, but I will focus on some of the surveys we've done with Local Government Center, my counterpart colleague, Carl Green. Last year at this time, we worked with Town of Draper to develop surveys for them. It was a request by the Draper's board, and we started the process, but we didn't finish. So I'm just updating what we have in terms of the information and how these community needs assessment surveys can help communities make decisions based on what people provide as a feedback. So the surveys didn't meet as, I think we were targeting 500 responses. I think we have half of them. There is a lot of financial cost involved in sending out notes for participants to take the survey. So we understand that the process we may even not finish, depending on how the survey marketing kind of the term for that would go, and target more participation. But this is what we have. And overall, I just combined the responses and provided a summary. So this is not very in-depth survey information, but just a summary of what we have in terms of the feedback from the community. And on another note, UW Extension does help with these surveys because it's an unbiased feedback collected from the participants. We developed the questionnaire, we plug it in the system, we monitor the system, it's in Qualtrics, and we analyze it. So we provide that as an unbiased feedback of what we have received from the participants. So just kind of a summary of the strengths. I'm gonna go for that and summarize for you. So we designed the surveys, administered and analyzed with my colleague Carl Green in Local Government Center, which we provided unbiased feedback. This is a preliminary snapshot of resident input to support early planning discussions. Results show strong agreement that Draper's greatest strengths are a peaceful rural character and sense of safety. Residents consistently emphasize low crime, quiet, and the quiet and the ability to rely on emergency services, which are essential part to the quality of life. Draper's natural environment and forests, lakes, wildlife, and outdoor recreation was the central to why people choose to live and spend time in the town of Draper. The access to healthcare was also identified as an important need, particularly for older and adults and families. Overall, residents expressed deep appreciation for Draper's Northwoods character and a strong desire to protect its scenic and tranquil setting. So kind of the strength of why people choose the Draper quiet and peaceful environment and the Northwoods character. Some of the weaknesses kind of tend to go towards infrastructure. It highlights several areas of dissatisfaction that the clear up and some opportunities for improvement. Road conditions were the most common concern. Well, residents frustrated with potholes and washouts and uncertainty about maintenance standards and timelines. The internet was kind of the strongest dissatisfaction as well, and one of the major issues that worries the families and the residents about the reliability of the internet and whether the current broadband efforts will meet the expectations. The environmental quality, especially drinking water and air quality, was flagged as an area of to monitor and improve for the town of Draper. And some residents felt that property taxes were high relatively to the services that they receive as a residents in the town. Respondents also asked for better communication and transparency, preferring website updates and email newsletters over social media as a means of communication, and with print still important for some residents. In short, residents want Draper to remain quiet and scenic while making practical improvements to infrastructure, connectivity, and communication that supports everyday life. So this is the summary of what I have in a survey. We tried to attach the full summary as appendix, but it just went as a whole report. So if you guys have any questions, but this is where we're at. This is what we can provide as UW Extension.
Is this the first survey of its kind in Sawyer County for a town like Draper?
This is a very good question. We've done Spider Lake. That's another in-depth survey, and I'm going to send out actually an evaluation and see what the impact of those surveys was in Spider Lake. The Spider Lake was maybe 3 years ago.
And do you recall, like, were there similarities or differences? Were they?
Very similar, yes.
Very similar,
Yes,
okay.
Similar. Spider Lake, I do recall, had a little bit of more in-depth in terms of policy making. They had some of those points in their surveys. I can pull that out as well for the next, if you're interested.
No, that's okay. I would imagine that Draper is indicative of a lot of different talent. Draper and Spider Lake are different.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Draper is probably indicative of not maybe so much Spider Lake, but other places. So just curious. Thank you.
And then we had a request for Round Lake, but that kind of got dropped in the process as well. We do some pop-up requests, but we want to make sure the community is ready. They create the special committees for the people who want to be involved in this survey process and kind of customize as close as, again, they're different, as close as to what the community is looking at. But this is just an overview, and this will help them to apply for grants, to include that in comprehensive plan down the road, maybe come up with some strategic plan, or even make some informed decisions based on what there is on the paper. It's up to them to use the way they want, but we facilitate the process.
And did you say you were expecting 500 responses?
Yes, that was the request of my colleague who has done all over the state. And this is kind of the ratio he looked at. I think we wanted 500.
And that would represent what portion of the population?
That's a very good question. I don't know, but yes,
That's what I'm
yeah, he
guessing,
was
yeah.
looking at a very full-blown number.
Okay, thank
Thank you. Okay, thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Number 11, Hayward Lakes Visitors and Convention Bureau Report.
Good morning, everyone. I did this report for my board at our last month's meeting, so I thought you might be somewhat interested in it. It's rather lengthy, so I'm going to just summarize. But we recently had someone come in, a prospective new member, who had commented on our excellent search engine optimization. It's not something that people comment on very frequently, so I wanted to do a little more digging into kind of where we were at, where we came from, what's influencing where we're at and where we're popping up on Google searches. So SEO for short is basically just about helping your website show up when people search for things online. So you can think of it like, you can think of Google as like a big library, and your SEO is making sure that your book has a clear title, that it's filed in the right section, and that it's well written enough that a librarian wants to recommend it. So our paid marketing helps our organic SEO by driving traffic and supporting long-term organic visibility on Google. So I'm going to illustrate how some of these little pieces work together. So Google and YouTube ads definitely help because Google and YouTube are under the same umbrella. So Google sees our brand as credible and valuable when our ads receive good engagement. And it signals Google that people can find our content relevant, so it can positively influence how we are ranked. Our publication and ads. One of the biggest factors in organic searching is having Google rank you because of your authority. So basically, like some of our fall campaigns that we ran this year were ran on platforms that Google basically recognizes as credible. So that also helps boost our SEO from that standpoint. And then our social media engagement also reinforces our value. As engagement grows on platforms like Instagram and Facebook, Google sees that people are actually interacting with our posts and we're getting good visibility. And it supports SEO by reinforcing that our brand and content are valuable to real users. So basically, big picture is that paid ads, publication placement, social media, they all work together to boost our increased visibility, build credibility, and strengthen authority when Google is looking at things. So then there's just a bunch of data that actually supports all of that. But basically, one of the things I wanted to point out is that our fall campaign, when we started at the beginning of fall, our Google search position was 14, and over the course of the fall, while we ran the fall campaign, it rose to 9, which is actually a huge significant increase, and it typically takes a lot of months for that. But our fall campaign was really successful, and hopefully all of our tourism numbers that we get in will support that. But everything is leaning towards the fact that we are going to have another strong year. So that's basically kind of the gist of the SEO. I just wanted to touch on a couple other things. The last few weeks have been phenomenal for winter sports and for outdoor recreation in the area. We really have perfect conditions from skiing, snowmobiling, snowshoeing, all of those things. But also one of the lesser known things that people really think about is ice fishing and how accessible the lakes have been this year because we don't have a enormous snowpack. What we have is drivable. So and we've got great ice. So we've had just a ton of ice fishermen around, and it's always great to get another piece of the puzzle in outdoor recreation and people here. So does anyone have any questions?
No, that's great. I mean, you say paid ads drive,
Paid ads with good publications. So
publications.
that's the biggest thing, is that making sure that we're finding valuable
right places
the
to,
right places that Google deems as significant and valuable.
well, it's being smart with the money, but that theme keeps coming through here with money in, we get a return. We don't know how much yet.
Money in, visitors out. Yep,
but
visitors out.
we know it's good.
Yep, for sure.
What's the old saying, marketing 50%, you don't know where it's coming from, but 50% of it's good or something like that. I can't remember. Any questions? Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Did you have economic development? I do have. Okay, so Sawyer County LCO Economic Development Corporation Port. Stacy.
I have that, sorry. According to Mr. Lamore, his report reads, on Monday, February 9th, I will be taking a couple basketball teams to play the Target Center, so he won't be able to make the meeting. So that's where he's at. I don't know if I was supposed to disclose that, sorry. Talent recruitment grant update. I communicated with the large employers in Sawyer County to gauge interest in this grant. I didn't find we would be able to meet the demands needed to obtain this grant, which would be a minimal of 25 recruits. Thrive grant update. After speaking with the representatives from the Office of Rural Prosperity, we have shifted the focus of this grant. Previously, it was determined to use the grant to write a business and marketing plan for the Sawyer County Business Incubator. The new focus is going to analyze local and regional entrepreneur organizations and determine how each entity can help Sawyer County entrepreneurs. I will have more information next month. The Sawyer County LCO EDC has been approached by a builder that has used creative funding on housing projects in smaller communities, and they are very interested in Sawyer County. They are currently putting a plan together that has worked in communities like Two Harbors and Grand Marais. The current focus of the executive director is doing sponsorship fundraising, and that is being performed. He says, I will see you all in March. That is his report.
It's the commercial EV charging station proposal. Anybody know? Mike? Is that just for visitors, I guess?
He didn't give a report on that, so that I'm not positive on.
Okay. All right, thank you. Randy, motorized trail reports.
All right. Mother Nature has blessed us with snow, and with snow brings revenue. The winter has been extremely profitable for Sawyer County all around. Businesses are seeing as much as needed revenue that they have lost over the last 2 years. Our volunteers, the groups of brushers and groomers have been working around the clock. However, more grooming means more breakdowns, which we have seen our fair share of. But getting fixed ASAP and back up on the trails is their goal. Everyone is commenting on how great the trails and are and how happy people are riding them. Our Give Butter campaign has raised almost $7,000 to help with the trail cleanup from the Thanksgiving and Christmas storms. We're still about $8,000 short on expenses from that event. Our guests have also noticed the hard work that has been posted throughout the various different social platforms. So they've been giving to the trails and back. We had a club from Worth County this last weekend from northern Iowa who just had a poker run while they were up and gave back all the proceeds of more than $1,000 to help towards the trails. Just one example. The clubs are hoping to hold their events through all this wonderful precipitation. 2 snowmobile safety classes have been held so far this year in Sawyer County. Day rides are among our volunteers are happening. We're hoping to get another 4 to 6 weeks of riding if Mother Nature cooperates.
Thank you. Non-motorized, we don't have, but I'm assuming it's all going well with Berkey registration and that the snow, hopefully the snow will come back at some point so they have a good race.
Looking for volunteers if you want to sign up.
Oh, I'm busy. Any board-appointed committee updates? Any correspondence reports from conferences and meetings?
The biofuel bill will be voted on this week, done at the state capitol. And so that would be a huge economic boost to our Sawyer County community and the surrounding communities for that matter.
Yeah, I did hear that that's looking good. So that's the first step, right? That doesn't mean that we get it over Minnesota or Michigan though, right? That decision's made probably after this?
Yeah, I mean, the first one to put it through has a leg up, obviously.
Good
but,
point, right?
Yeah.
And Minnesota and Michigan have not, to our knowledge?
Not that I can confirm, no.
Okay, so it's looking good. Any future agenda items? All right, thanks, everyone. Meeting adjourned.